everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as X-3. Today I want to show you guys how to create this square yard wobble base. It's very interesting, very different from a lot of synths that I'm used to doing, and it was inspired by a wonky sound that I heard. So anyways, here is a demo of it showing how it sounds, and then I'm going to show you guys how to create this devil. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to create a combinator. Inside this combinator, I want to throw in a blank instance of subtractor. So the first thing I'm going to do with my subtractor is go through all the oscillators, then the filter, amp envelope, and the LFO. So for oscillator 1, I'm going to change this to a positive algorithm. I'm going to change this to a square. And that's basically all I do for oscillator 1. For oscillator 2, I turn that on. I set that to a neutral algorithm, the one in the middle. And I take this down 1 octave. I also do something a little bit different. I'm going to take the phase down to 24. Gives you a little bit more crispiness, a little bit low end. Next, I'm going to take my FM to 24. And I'm going to take my filter frequency all the way up to 106. So we have a little bit more pronounced notes. Next, I'm going to take my decay all the way down and my sustain all the way up. So we just have that direct impulse. Next, for my LFO, and I take the amount all the way up to 127. I set it to filter frequency, and I set the rate all the way up to 104. Next, what I do is I'm going to basically mess around with the mod envelope. So I'm going to take my attack to 52. I'm going to set it to, I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. I'm going to set my decay to 111. And I'm going to set the thing it's mixing is the mix. I'm going to set that amount to 127. I'm going to set my sustain all the way. And I'm going to turn up my release to about 20. Next, what I'm going to do is mess with my filter envelope. So I'm going to leave my attack and decay where they are, turn up the sustain all the way, and the amount all the way as well. And that's basically what we do for the initial part of the synth. It's kind of crude, kind of smush. That's what we want. So next, I'm going to throw on a spider, audio, merger, and splitter. So what I do with this is that I'm going to just basically attach these two together like this. So that way the merge signal gets splitted and we can take these wherever we want. So I'm going to take the subtractor out, put that in with the merge, and we're going to take this out to a new instrument. So we're going to right click and create Maelstrom. And as you can see, it's already connected. We don't want that. We want this merge connection to be splitted to the input of the Maelstrom. And we're going to take the main output and plug it into our from devices. Just hit tab to flip it back over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my oscillators. Then I'm going to go through the envelope oscillators, the routing, the mod envelope, the filter envelope and the filter itself, but I'm also going to edit some of the filter when I mess with the oscillators. So the first oscillator, we're going to change this to a square 4. I'm going to basically take it down 2 octaves. I'm going to take down my decay all the way to 23, leave my sustain where it is and my release where it is as well. I'm going to basically route this to shaper and make sure the shaper is turned on. For oscillator B, I'm turning this on and I'm setting it to a sawtooth. I'm going to turn my decay all the way up, and my attack and release can stay where they are fine. For my mods now, I'm going to basically turn this waveform to curve 9. I'm going to turn on sync, and for the rate, I want to set that to 1/8 triplets. I don't mess with anything else. Next, actually I set it to B. So next for mod B, I'm going to take this all the way. I think it's curve 11. I'm going to put on my rate to sync, and I'm going to set it to, I think it's 1/8. Nope, it's actually 1/4. A little bit more. And I want to turn up my filter all the way. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my filter envelope. I'm going to take my decay and my sustain all the way down and put up my release to, let's see what the release amount goes to. It goes to 39. So I'm going to make sure that goes to 39. Turn the amount all the way up. So finally, what I'm going to do is mess with the filters. Alright, so for filter B, I want to take this frequency all the way down to 25. And next, I'm going to leave it at low pass and make sure this is routed to shaper. For the shaper, I want to turn on noise. And for the amount, I want to set that to 73. For the filter A, I want to set this to a bandpass 12. And I'm going to set it for the frequency to 40. And I want to turn up the resonance to about 32. That's basically it. Next, actually, that's not quite it. We turn on keyboard follow for both of these filters. So now we have something that squeaks, which is what we want. The next thing I want to do is throw on a pulverizer. I'm going to basically take the high pass and take this high pass all the way down to, actually, I'm sorry, low pass. Take the low pass all the way down to 1.7 kilohertz. I'm sorry, 3.84 kilohertz. It took me a second to kind of click that in. Turn up the squash to about 16% to give it a little bit more squash. Next, I'm going to basically throw on a RV7000 advanced reverb. And for this advanced reverb, we're going to choose a preset. This preset allows the synth to breathe more. And that preset is all treetop. I'm going to take my decay all the way down to about 12 and my dry wet to about 11. Next, what I'm going to do is just tidy this up a bit by throwing on a line 6 bass amp. Turn on the compressor and take the threshold to about 77. Squash it a little bit more. So finally, what I'm going to do is take the high Q down to about -49. Take the dry wet a little bit more and the decay. We just wanted to breathe but not suffocate. Not suffocate but implode from taking in too much air. So I'm going to throw on my M-class equalizers, just 2 of them for now. So for my first equalizer, I'm going to turn on low cut. For the frequency is going to be 5.3. So 5.3. 5.3 something. And turn it on, take the gain all the way down, Q all the way up. For P2, I want to take this to 693. So 69.3, 693, I'm sorry. Turn it on, take the gain all the way down and Q all the way up. And for my final equalizer, I want to turn on my parameter 1 and take the frequency to 553. Or 557, that should be good as well. Take the gain all the way down and Q all the way up. And for P2, I want to turn it on, set it to 261. Take the gain down and the Q all the way up. For my high shelf, I want to turn it on, set it to 7 something kilohertz. Turn up the gain to about 311 and turn up the Q all the way. That's a little bit, it gives it a little bit boost. Next, I'm going to throw on my M-Class Maximizer, take it off limiter, put release to auto, turn on soft clip, and set the amount to 127. So there you guys have it, your very own mod Wobble bass. Thanks for joining me, and I'll check you guys out later for another crazy tutorial. Thanks for sticking with me, and thanks for being goofy. I'll check you guys out later, and thanks for joining me. Tell all your friends, and have a great day. Peace.